the family man who vanished after murdering his entire family. He was a quiet, church-going man, a devoted father, and a loving husband. To his neighbors, John List was a very picture of the American dream. But in 1971, behind the doors of his New Jersey mansion, he committed one of the most chilling crimes in American history. He murdered his entire family in cold blood, then disappeared without a trace for nearly 2 decades. This is a terrifying story of John List, the man who lived a double life as both a devoted father and a calculated killer. But why? John Emil List was born in 1925 in Michigan. He was raised in a strict Lutheran household that placed heavy emphasis on religion, morality, and discipline. By the 1950s, John seemed to have it all: a degree in accounting, military service in World War II in Korea, and a stable job. He married Helen Taylor, a widow with a daughter, and together they built what looked like the perfect suburban life. They soon had 3 children of their own: Patricia, John Jr., and Frederick. In 1965, the List family moved into a grand 19-room Victorian mansion in Westfield, New Jersey, complete with ballroom and stained glass windows. To outsiders, they looked like the all-American family. But inside that house, things were far from perfect. John List was a man obsessed with control. He believed in discipline, religion, and the appearance of success. But by the early 1970s, everything was crumbling. He lost his job at the bank, but instead of admitting failure, he dressed in a suit every morning, left the house, and secretly searched for work. He was drowning financially, yet he kept the mansion and tried to maintain appearances. His wife, Helen, struggled with alcoholism and was increasingly distant. Their daughter, Patricia, dreamed of becoming an actress, something John considered sinful. His son, John Jr., was excelling in sports, but even that pride was overshadowed by John's growing paranoia. In his mind, his family was straying from God, and he believed it was his responsibility to save them. On November 9, 1971, John List carried out his chilling plan. That morning, he sent his children to school as usual. After his wife Helen finished breakfast, he shot her in the back of the head. He then killed his mother Alma in her upstairs apartment. When Patricia and Frederick returned from school, he murdered them one by one. Finally, his son John Jr. arrived home from soccer practice. Reports suggest that young John fought back, forced his father to shoot him multiple times. With his family dead, John carefully lined their bodies up on sleeping bags in the ballroom. He wrote a 5-page confession letter to his pastor, claiming he killed them to save their souls from moral corruption. Then he disappeared. Why did he run if he believed he did the right thing? For nearly 18 years, no one knew where he was. The List mansion sat eerily quiet. Neighbors grew suspicious when the lights stayed on around the clock. Nearly a month later, police entered and discovered the horrifying scene. The family was dead and John List was gone. He left behind no trail. He canceled mail, stopped deliveries, and even cut himself out of family photos to make identification harder. With no leads, the case went cold. Years passed. The once grand mansion was destroyed by fire. But John List was out there, living under a new name, Robert Clark. He remarried, joined a church, and lived quietly in Denver, Colorado. He seemed to have erased his past completely. Then came 1989. The TV show America's Most Wanted broadcast a special on John List. Forensic sculptor Frank Bender created a clay bust showing what List might look like after 18 years. The resemblance was uncanny. Within 2 weeks, a neighbor recognized him. On June 1st, 1989, John List was arrested at his office. His new life had finally unraveled. At his trial, List showed no emotion. He admitted to the murders, but justified them by claiming he wanted to protect his family's souls. He insisted he was trying to prevent them from straying from God and suffering eternal damnation. In 1990, John List was convicted of 5 counts of first-degree murder and sentenced to 5 consecutive life terms. He never expressed genuine remorse. He died in prison in 2008 at the age of 82. To this day, the John List case remains one of the most chilling examples of how a man who seemed so ordinary, so devoted to family and faith, could hide such darkness. He wasn't just a murderer. He was a man who destroyed his own family in the name of twisted righteousness. What do you think? Was John List a cold-blooded killer, or a man who truly believed he was saving his family? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more shocking stories of double lives, family betrayals, and chilling true crimes, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss an episode. Because sometimes the people we think we know the best are hiding the darkest secrets.